I'd like to tell you about some giant bamboos in Hawaii that are the best varieties for building. This clump of bamboo is Dendrocalamus Asper from Thailand. It's one of the best building bamboos in the world, and it can get twice this big in Thailand. But it still grows very well in Hawaii if you have plenty of rain and plenty of good soil. So this one, it can be 8 to 10 inches in diameter and 100 feet tall. And the wall thickness, it's a very thick wall and a very strong bamboo. And it's resistant to bugs, beetles, and termites more than most other bamboos. And it's really hard. This shoot is one that's just about the right size to pick for canning or using for fresh bamboo shoots. You would cut it right at the base in the ground and then remove the center, the apical meristem, and the most tender part of this new shoot is in the middle of this. You need to peel the layers off the outside and you would have the tenderest part inside. This shoot is about 1 month old from ground level to 10 feet. It's taken about 30 days. When Hawaii has really hot days and nights and plenty of rain, this bamboo can grow 1 inch an hour. Dendrocalamus Asper, a new shoot, it grew about 10 feet in 1 month. A very strong bamboo, and it has a very thick, strong wall. The strength of a bamboo is based on different factors like the thickness of the wall and the distance between the nodes. This one has about 10 inches between the nodes, and the hardness of the culm itself. The hardness of the culm gives it compression strength and tension strength. This is an example of a bamboo with very long nodes. It can be 3 feet or even more. This one is not anywhere near as strong as the Dendrocalamus Asper. And the wall thickness, it's a very thin walled bamboo. So this is Schizostachym glossifolium. The Hawaiians use this for weaving the walls of a hut or a building of some sort. So thin wall bamboo weaves easily into wall panels, but the thick wall bamboo would be for structural purposes. You can see how tall the Dendrocalamus Asper gets. These are about 60 feet high or more. This clump has been planted for about 10 years, 9 or 10 years. And to grow enough culms to do building purposes, the culms have to be at least 3 years old. Anything less than 3 years old is too soft. It tends to wilt somewhat like a broccoli stalk. It just doesn't have the strength. So when we go to plant the bamboo, you would let it grow, and first it'll make small culms, and then when it gets to the larger culms, those need to be at least 3 years old. Then you can cut them and use them. And the saw that I use is a Vaughan bear saw. It has teeth that cut, pulling the cut to the inside of the kerf. Instead of splintering, it makes a really clean cut. The cut can be so clean that there's no splinters on it at all. It's a very good saw for cutting bamboo. It can be found at most hardware stores that sell Vaughan tools. Mostly Vaughan sells hammers, but they also make this bear saw, which is a fantastic saw. This is Bambooza Per Variabilis. It's a very strong bamboo. There is no hole in it at the bottom, and even about 3 feet, there's no hole in this bamboo. So it's really good for smaller parts of the construction of buildings. The other thing about this bamboo is it has really good shoots. And another name for this bamboo is sunrise. The shoots look like sun rays shooting up. And on this bamboo shoot, the edible part is from here to about here. And all the part that's white inside is really good to eat. That's when you need to boil it and throw the water off. But you get more shoot because it's almost all solid. There's no hollow place in there. Boil it about 45 minutes, throw the water off, and boil it another half an hour. Then slice it up and put it into your stir fry. So this is Bambooza Per Variabilis. And it's a very close clumping bamboo. It has a lot of branches, but it's really strong. So it's very helpful in for building purposes, especially when you have a solid bamboo. It holds screws or nails really well. So it can grow out 3 inches in diameter at the maximum that I've had it grow, and it can be 40 feet high. This one is Monastery Bamboo. It's a really straight, very close clumping bamboo, and the combs are nearly solid. There is a small hole in the center of this one, but in Thailand it can grow to be 3 inches in diameter and 50 feet tall. So we grow it here. Its main purpose would be small parts of the building project. There's a very small hole in this one, but it's almost undetectable. All right, this is Dendrocalamus Asper, a seedling. So it's slightly different from the other aspers. It still has beautiful straight green combs. They're fairly strong. This is a new shoot right here. It still has the leaf sheath on it with all of the fuzz. One of the more interesting things. So when you plant a seed, you usually get a different variety of bamboo. It has similar characteristics, but still different. So this one is about 8 years old, and it's from a seed from a bamboo that flowered in Thailand in the 90s. This is a species novum. We call it Jim Parker's giant, but it's never actually been named. So it's just one that grows up to 10 inches in diameter and 85 feet high or more. And it has a very thick wall, very strong bamboo, but it always has a slight curve to it. So this is a new shoot. The top is up there about 25 feet. And I'm going to remove a leaf sheath. So on a new shoot, the leaf sheaths stay on for about a year. So these are like just paper mulch. And a fortunate thing about this one, it has no fuzz or irritating hairs on it. It's not pubescent. So this one, you can use it for a hat or a rain gear. This one comes with a white bloom. Quite a few bamboos they start out with this white bloom, and then it wears off and the bamboo will be all green. So this is a very special bamboo because it's found nowhere else in the world except Hawaii. The way this can originate is that another bamboo, the nearest one to this, but nowhere near as big as this one, is Bambooza beachiana. And if beachiana goes to seed, and makes a new variety, this could be a Beachiana seedling that makes this giant bamboo, because it can be 10 inches in diameter and 100 feet high. This is a new shoot coming up. It doesn't have any irritating hairs on it. This is a really good bamboo to eat for bamboo shoots. And if it stops raining, we've had a rainy spell, and that's why it's putting out new shoots. If it stops raining, it can abort, and it'll just be a dead brown top, something like what we have here. This is an aborted culm right there. And anytime you use bamboo, you want to look for the ones that have moss on them, because they're at least 2 or 3 years old. The ones with moss are hard and mature and ready to use for building purposes. These are the fruits of the Mangifera odorata, and today I harvested about 20 fruits, and some of them are yellow, some are a little more green. But I'm letting them fall off by themselves. They're totally ripe and very sweet. So right behind me here this is Nastus elatus. This is a bamboo that is edible. It's from New Guinea. And the shoots are so sweet, you can just eat them like celery. So it's one of the best eating shoots. It doesn't grow really straight, so it's not necessarily real good for building. This clump is about 4 years old, and this one is about 9 years old. This is a small clump of Guadua angustifolia. This is a type with smaller thorns. So this is a really famous bamboo from Colombia, South America. And it can get way bigger. This one's about 6 years old, and it doesn't have very much good soil. So I just like growing a lot of different kinds of bamboo, and I collect the ones that are useful, mainly the ones that are for building purposes.